Welcome to 1 Minute History, where I go over and read from the book I wrote for teaching homeschoolers called A Bible Believer Looks at World History. It's not in great depth, it's more of a survey, but we start from the beginning. And I'm going to be talking about the flood today and for maybe a couple of days. But want to get into it. You can get the book if you want it. You can get it on lulu.com, amazon.com, or at the Bible Baptist bookstore. So God is now at the point we're at in the narrative. Excuse me. God has now called Noah to build the ark and has announced, to quote, the end of all flesh and of his covenant with Noah, mirrored in the fantastic Sumerian fable, the Epic of Gilgamesh, as Utnapishtim, who survives the greatest natural catastrophe recorded in the Bible. No one survives the great spiritual catastrophe recorded in these first few chapters of Genesis until the first advent of Jesus Christ and his death, burial, and resurrection, the last Adam, as Paul refers to him in 1 Corinthians 15:45. So I want to get a little bit more, and then we'll stop for today. Don't want to go over too much, get too long. So I want to start with this information. While secular scientists admit that early man was predominantly vegetarian, and I quote from William H. McNeill's 1976 work, Plagues and Peoples, quote, dentitions suggest an omnivorous diet in which nuts and fruits, grubs, and perhaps some kind of vegetable shoots were more important than animal flesh. They will deny the biblical statement about God giving fruits and vegetables to Adam for food. And in keeping with this same train of thought, although many scientists, excuse me, admit to at least one and possibly several enormous ancient catastrophes, they will deny the existence of a universal flood. Um, uh, a universal flood. But as McNeill himself says in the same book, quote, arguing from insufficient evidence can be misleading. Now, while atheistic and agnostic scientists argue about the early history of the earth, we have the sure word of the Bible to go by. I'm going to talk about the building of the ark and a few things like that next time. And I enjoyed this. I hope you give you something to think about, and talk to you later.